So the time that we spend in our in coming to class and the time that we spend in our practice, the time we set aside to meditate or to ponder or to journal is all uh, time that we are investing in the relationship that we have with the divine, with the I am, through our uh, higher consciousness or divine self. So that's that time. Ideally, the in intention of it is to develop the relationship, but to set us up to walk about the rest of our day in that awareness of our divinity and our connection to the divine. So the conversation never stops. So it's not really like, here's some homework and, um, it's great to set aside some time for meditation. It makes an enormous difference because it's uninterrupted communication. But it's the intention is to bring us more and more into a state of awareness that we are continually connected and continually um, in an awareness of being one with the universe. So that's as we go along. It's not dinging anyone on homework. And we would be able to have conversation without having done the homework. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the desire, the seeds of desire. I was doing a review of teaching that I have heard before, and it really resonated with me. And so I wanted to share it with you, and then talk just a little bit about it. So the desires that we have that are planted in our heart are we came with them. Like we're wired a certain way to love certain things, desire certain things, want to express ourselves in certain ways. We're all different, right? So the I am, the universe, the big I am, speaks to us through our natural desires. So those desires that are natural to us as individuals, um, the divine speaks to us through that desire. So we have a yearning to move, to have something, have an experience, have a relationship, have an outward expression of our inner self through our work or our hobby or something. That desire, the I am will speak to us through that. That is a basis for relationship. So as we pursue the desire, we're having the conversation built in. And as we are pulling this concept out of our inner self, um, we're allowing the participation of the one who put it there in our lives, right? So we have the desire, the universe speaks to us. We develop the relationship, and we have the relationship through that desire, that common point. It's like all relationships. We come together through work or some other social event, and we find we're together for a common activity or a common work or goal or something. And we begin sharing and discovering about each other through that commonality. We build friendship, we start to understand one another through that common point, frame of reference. So we do it in our lives, right? Through sports or work or even dating, like that type of thing. But the I am speaks to us through who we are and our passions and desires. So we speak back, right? Develop the relationship. We are building it together, right? It's coming together. So the desires that are within us, those dreams and stuff, they are states of consciousness that are seeking embodiment or seeking an expression in this realm. So they are living in the unlimited, um, beautiful universe within us, and they are seeking expression in this 3D reality. And it's up to us to connect with that desire through having a clear picture of the desire, right? And having an emotional connection to it, which is the teaching from the last 2 weeks. The desire itself contains the power and the plan of expression. So the desire comes with all the power and the plan of how it will express into your material world. Um, the issue we get into as humans, and because of our upbringing and training and what we've been taught, is that we have a desire and then we set about manifesting it for ourselves, right? Or we have a clear intention, we have an emotion around it, and because we're uncomfortable being living in the state of the fulfilled desire through the intention and the emotion, doesn't feel like enough work for us. So we want to participate more, and we start to dictate how it should come to pass in our life. We start to give the direction. That desire should come to me this way, it should come to me that way, it should look like this and be like that. And then we also will oftentimes grab something that is less than the ultimate and best, because we start to get scared that we're not going to get anything. It's not going to work because we're missing the point in between. There is a pause as we embody the desire more and more with our energy. Then it's moving all the time towards us, right? Moving more and more into our reality, but we're not seeing it yet, and we're starting to want to make it happen ourselves, and then we're impeding the process of the fulfillment of it because we're over involved. But when we really connect with the desire, define it into a clear intention, we have our heart has sent the signal to our brain. We have a picture, an emotion. We generate an emotion around it. Then the time between that moment and the manifestation is a point of developing more energy around it. It's a point of developing the relationship more. It's developing and walking in the trust more, because it will come to pass if we don't try to force and push and pull and make something happen that then we're like, ugh, that wasn't exactly what I wanted. And so we're having to learn to develop the relationship of trust and to have patience and continue to work within ourselves with the image of what it is that we're desiring, no matter what it is, job, relationship, you know, vacation, new car, like it doesn't matter. Everything's neutral. There's no wrong, right. There's nothing is excluded. It is unlimited within you. The desires that are within you are yours. So birthing those out, you can connect with those because they're yours already and they're geared for you. And to bring more joy, more happiness, and a deeper relationship with the divine. It's all set up for goodness for you. We were needing to develop a little bit more um, understanding of that it's not like we push a type in the question, push a button, and 10 answers come up. That's not the reality with our inner self and our higher being. That's not a relationship, that's a Google search. Right. So we are needing to really press into and develop the relationship, because then the next time it's easier, and the next time it's easier, and then we have confidence, right? And so um, that is a little review of the last 2 weeks, a different way of looking at it, and some points that should give confidence that if you have a desire, it's in there, and you develop it and define it, it's going to come to pass in your life. It's going to come to pass in your life if you stick with it and generate the energy around it. So the second point that I was realizing is, so I was watching something, I don't even know what it was. It was something, and it was something good. It was an announcement, a news thing around something good, but the delivery of the story was in the same tone and the same aggression as all the bad stuff. And so I didn't know for a minute it was good news, right? And so I was thinking about that, like we're bombarded with the worst, and even the tone, even if it's good news, it's startling. And I don't watch TV, so I'm probably not like all seared, and I don't even notice it anymore. But it's offensive to me. But the first response within us to something, even birthing a desire, um, is an intense, oftentimes an intense response out of our mind of fear, some fear response. If you do this, this will happen. If you don't do this, that'll happen, right? And sometimes our brain kind of throws it at us with that same intense response, and we respond, right? And I was thinking, gosh, love is more powerful, and love is actually the truth. The fears are not true. They're concepts or perceptions of what may or may not happen. It's not true. So why can't the love response be more powerful than the fear? And I was like, it can't be. We're just not trained. We're being like bombarded all day long. We're on high alert, and our brain takes all that in. And then the first response to anything is the drama. It's like had all this training, right? Uh, don't go there, blah. Or if you eat this, you'll get fat. Or if you don't run, you're gonna, you're not exercising, you're gonna die. Like it's all of this negative movement through negative response. But the love response is, if you stand in front of, imagine yourself in front of the universe, the divine mother, father, the big enormous heart. Imagine yourself standing in front of this big enormous heart, and you say, oh, can I have prosperity? do you think that heart's going to be like, yeah, no, not for you? You know, can I have this great job where I can be develop myself? I really would love to have this type of expression in your. And do you think that big heart's gonna frown at you and go, "You'll probably fail"? No, you can't have that kind of happiness. No, the love response to life is yes, yes. You can have divine health. You can have you can have divine health, and the immediate love response is, I am love, I am health, you can have it. It's yours, it's your birthright. Can I have abundance? Yes, absolutely. I'm in you, you're in me, I'm abundance, you're abundance. You absolutely can have it. Right? So when we begin to image ourselves in the presence of life, and the life is neutral and wants nothing but love is there for you. We can go and be like, I really want to express myself in this way through this work. Yeah, I planted that seed in you. Like, let's move in that direction together. I'm going to help you get there. Right. It's a different response. So then I've been all day long saying, um, what's the love response to this? What's the love response to that? And putting first in my mind, um, what's the love response? What is love saying? Because love is more powerful and it drives out all fear, right? So in the presence of love, there is no fear. So if we begin to train ourselves to understand and to move in love first, and the other quiets down, and it's retraining away from this intense bombardment of all kinds of stuff that isn't happening, may not ever happen, isn't happening to you. Like, so we have to uplift ourselves and elevate ourselves into our true identity and stay there. Stay there throughout the day. Like, do I need to react to this? Why am I reacting to that? Is it necessary for me to have a strong reaction? No. Well, what's the love response? You know, I'm okay, right? Learn the relationship. If you don't have the relationship developed, you will not trust it, because in your thinking mind, it will be no different than all of this yelling over here. So it's moving as we pursue our desires, as we evolve, we're moving into a deeper and deeper expression, and we're moving more face to face with the love that's here for us and been here for us. And we begin to come in completely free from the fears and concerns, and open to the dialogue and open to the impressions and expressions that the divine has for us that are not always words. So that's my lesson today. If anyone would like to say anything about it,
If I can unmute my. Am I muted or?
you're not muted.
Oh, okay. I love the idea that our desire comes, it's already there. It comes with us. It's a seed. It has this little packet of fertilizer. It's got all the stuff in it ready to go. We just need to plant it and let it happen.
We need to connect with it.
Connect with it, put the water, put the soil, and not, walk around it with bug spray or anything.
Right. Because if there's something we need to do, we're gonna know. But if we're thinking, I got to do this out of fear, that's not going to happen. that's not divine guidance, or I'm not working hard enough. Um, you got to really sit back and say, is there something more I need to be doing? Or is connecting with my desire enough? And really, in all of the training I've taken and the reading I've done, which is considerable, um, there is no works involved aside
But
from
that is such
connecting.
a hard concept sometimes to grab a hold of.
Yes, because we
Yeah,
are works oriented.
Yes.
yeah. It's not natural to wait. I mean, I've been trained all my life to fix things. At work, you go in and you keep fixing things, and waiting would be, not what
Exactly.
you can do. And to sit back and wait and, uh, let it happen for you or come to you. I mean, it's
But
such
you're
a natural thing.
participating in it. I don't know why nobody understands or thinks that um, connecting with your desire intensely during the day and throughout the day, off and on. I don't know why people think that's not doing anything.
Well, I didn't mean that. I mean, it's so hard to change the way you are. I mean, for me to, I understand that, and I listen to it, and I, you know, try to do it or think I should do it, but it's not, it's hard. And, I guess you just, kind of got to keep tugging at the reins till you get there.
We have to make a
But we
decision.
are participating by bringing up that feeling every, in your normal life, keeping with the feeling
Yeah.
and bringing, you do it. It just doesn't seem like it's a big deal because you can do it anytime you grab the feeling, you let it go, follow it through, you're participating.
So if the universe said, Yelena, okay, in order for me to fulfill your desire, I want you to stand on your head, spin around 3 times, and run 5 miles a day, you'd be like, screw that, I think I'll keep my life. Or would you
I
jump
don't know.
in?
I might try, but I would know it would be a bad outcome. But you know what? It's like it's the it's just like the fun thing we were talking about when I was talking about talking to the dogs, right? It's easy and it's fun. So I'm not putting the same value on it I would put on something that I drag, that I would have done I've done up to in my life now. Work really hard, take something really hard and make it work out, take a job that's really difficult and make it work. Those are the my past ways of handling things. And when something's really easy and fun, I'm like that's easy and fun. How can that be? I'm learning to wrap my mind around that part. How can that be as valuable as the hard stuff?
So that's a mirror into you.
Yes, I know, but it is. It
It is.
is. I understand that. We've talked about that before. But it's like when it's fun and easy. Ah, why is fun and easy? Oh, it must not be that important, right?
Yeah, I felt like I had to get past the same thing, right? Because we're in a doing culture.
Yeah.
Do to get, right? And if you're going to take some time in between, like in the doing is easy or um, not what other people are going to see too. People don't see you doing something. Um, then, but when I realized that my participation is knowing me, recognizing the desires within me, wanting to birth those out, following the process of connecting with them and deepening my relationship, um, that's no easy task, people. Like, and nobody sees you doing it, but it's discipline. It's changing your whole mind about how you've been raised and taught, right? To being um, I'm in a relationship of oneness with um, with the universe, and my participation in my life is my beautiful gift, and being able to impact the outcomes in my life and to change outcomes in my life is the magic I've been given. We've all been given. We've all been given the same power. We develop it, we develop ourselves through the pursuit of under of grasping it and implementing it. We discover um, and we evolve and we become more of who we are. Um, we're creation, we were created, and we were given the gift of creation. And the gift of creation comes from the inside out. And how things come into our lives are magical, and definitely with the hand of the divine, right? So we'll miss all that if we just insist on fulfilling our own needs and desires without the relationship. The love won't be any less. You will be loved no less. It's a choice that we make to connect more, develop ourselves more, let go of those concepts that we've been moving with our whole life and taking hold of something new. And honestly, it feels better to take a hold of something new and to begin to move. All of you have experienced a better sense of who you are, more peace in your life, more joy in your life, more power in your life, right? We've all experienced that through the process we've been through so far. It doesn't get less, it gets more. It gets more. And when we begin to birth things forth from our own heart, the seed is going to be born and it's going to bear the fruit of the seed, right? So it's going to come forth and be your desire. Then you're going to be excited and want more and go forth and touch more lives. Like the whole thing is about uh, guiding us into fulfilling up our divine self and expressing the divine life and light through being, through the natural course of our being. And then taking that power and giving it to other people and helping other people be elevated or receive their desire. Like we start to then combine our energy and do great things. That's the evolution. So we're learning and developing ourselves when we're understanding there's more and there's a path to follow. Then we set the clear intention, we connect with the emotion. It's meaningful to set aside time to be in that place, right? It's meaningful, so then it makes it fun to do. And and then we realize that it takes time, it takes effort, because sometimes you don't feel like sitting down. Sometimes you have to really put yourself sit down, and this is what we're doing right now. That's effort, that's discipline. It's not moving boxes around. But all the energy we put forth into creating out of our own uh, previous thought patterns or teachings, it manifested, didn't it? Because we put intention in it, right? But it wasn't infused possibly with divine. And we ended up going, why did I do that again? Why did I end up with that same story? but it did come to pass. That's how much power there is when we align our intention with divine power and divine desire. It will come to pass. All of the works we did that ended up less than desirable, it worked there too, right? Just wasn't coming from the inside out. We just looked busier.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I had to overcome that, and then I got really excited. Was like, yes, I can do this, and it's up to me. I can do this, and it is up to me to do it. Like that was such a relief for me, because trying to figure out what I needed to do on the outside, that I couldn't figure out. But I certainly can figure out what to do here, and I can do it. So
To that point, I do have, 6 statements that I do meditate about what I want and where I want to go. And some of them just have happened, and other ones I'm still waiting for.
mhm.
I do see that, and I do get it. And, it does happen. So
Of course it does.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh, so, I was going to do a meditation on that a little bit, but we'll wait because I know people didn't do the homework. So we will do a meditation, and then next week, quite possibly, we will do one that is focusing on the having a clear intention with the emotion, and then meditating through that, and then bringing it up throughout your day, connecting with it throughout your day, because it's like we become a beacon, right? We become a beacon, beep beep beep, of the desire, of the divine expression, and so that we're the homing device so that it can now find us. And it's not up to us how. And I think that is also the biggest hurdle to get over, is if we're worried about how's it going to happen, we're not trusting. Like, our job is to have the desire and connect to it emotionally, because the universe has ways that we don't know of, and ways that are past finding out. So we cannot possibly know how it will come to us. And so it's going to come to us in ways that we know not of, that are past finding out by our mind, right? So, if you have the intention and the feeling, and then you walk over and pull it off the shelf, where's the exciting part of receiving there? So it's allowing the other part of the relationship to participate, letting go, trusting, giving up the sense of having to control the outcomes. Because why do we want to do that? Because we're afraid something bad's going to happen or something's not going to happen. Both of those are negative. Both of those have nothing to do with divine love, right? If the desire we need more clarity, we're going to know that before we get to the defined desire stage. That's the part where we're opening up to it and having the conversation. So the how is not up to us. If the mind wanders into the how, let it go. let it go. I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. I want it to come in such a way that it's the divine, right? Who doesn't want that? It's always going to be good. It won't be like, you know, Godzilla steps on your head or something. That's the trusting part. So I'm gonna turn off the recording. We're gonna go into meditation.